want to welcome you all on behalf of Jesi and Paul, and I know that your excitement matches mine to be part of this special day. As I was getting ready for today, I was thinking about how much we really think about honor, in our day-to-day lives. Like, when was the last time you really felt honored? In school, we were on the honor roll, some of us. Yeah. And you might get an award from time to time or that kind of thing. But it's just not something that's at the forefront of my, feelings palette. Now, shame, that's something I think about a decent amount, as you'll see later on the dance floor. I'm like pulling the robot back together. But when Jesi called a couple months ago to tell me that she and Paul had chosen me to help out today, I could feel that feeling of honor just coming down on me in sheets and piling up around me in the room. And I think that's a testament to the way that Jesi and Paul can make you feel. And I know there are a lot of you here today that have felt the same way. Jesi and Paul have come a long way, both in the geographic sense and in their love for each other. And getting ready for today, I asked them to share some details on how they got together and how they fell in love and their kind of love story. The circumstances under which they got together initially were typical for people their age, as Jesi and Paul are people who are engaged in their community. They were working at a charity auction together, and they went out afterwards. And, when you're as charming as Paul is, things just have a way of falling into place. Now, what's not typical about their story is the way they fell in love. I learned from Jesi about the moment she knew that Paul would be the one for her. Without a thought for logistics or exactly how she was going to make this happen, there was a moment of clarity for Jesi where she knew the future was unclear, but Paul would be there. There was a snowstorm in Richmond years ago. Now, I know there's people here from Montana, and you might not bat an eye at a couple inches of snow. But here in the Old Dominion, it gets a little cumbersome. So during the snowstorm, they had made plans to get together. And the snow was coming down, and the weather was very severe. And the ice was really thick on the roads. And as such, it had become dangerous to use a car to get across town from where Paul was to Jesi's house. And Jesi, of course, seeing the weather and watching the weather on the TV, she wondered what would become of the plans that they made together. So Paul, in time for his date with Jesi, rang the doorbell at Jesi's home. And upon opening the door, she didn't see a car driven to her home. Paul had walked the 7 miles in the snow to be with Jesi that night. And that's the moment Jesi said, there's something special about this boy.